You're about to see is a behind-the-scenes look at me trying to do the milk color experiment with my kids. And I'm sharing it with you because I want you to be able to learn from the mistakes that I made so that you can be awesome the first time around. We're going to start out with a science demonstration. Okay? So this was my first mistake. If you notice, I'm standing between the two kids. And that means that I can only pay attention to one of them at a time. I can only talk to one of them at a time. And that just didn't work. You can see it throughout the video. What I should have done is I should have sat either off to the left or off to the right. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to just put 1 drop and 2 drops, right? Do that with the red, but just, you need to take the top off.
Oh.
Okay, Remy. Ready? Can you point to where you want the green dot?
No, wait.
Right there? So this is another tip. Obviously, the more you engage kids into the experiment, the more excited they'll be. However, you be the judge of what your children can and cannot do. While my 4-year-old is capable of dropping food coloring into a plate, my 2-year-old is not. And so I can engage him by asking him to point where he wants the colors to be. Dip it in there. Okay, so that is Palmolive dish soap.
Yeah.
Okay. Remy, your turn. Grab it. Stick it in there. Stick it in with the soap. Okay. Now,
What?
use that, stick that in the milk. Look at that.
Jelly?
Remy, your turn. Stick it right there. Stick it in some more.
What will happen now? Now it's colorfuler.
Let's see if I can get... No, Remy, no! I grabbed my phone to take a picture, took my eyes off my 2-year-old, and of course, that happens. Lesson learned, don't bring out the technology, even if you think it would make an awesome picture. So what's happening,
What?
the dish soap is something called a micelle. And it has a fat-loving end and it has a water-loving end. Next tip, avoid using scientific jargon at all costs. Even if you describe what the term is to the kids, they're still going to have difficulty remembering it. At this age, my opinion is that it's better to oversimplify something than to try to explain it to the point where they get confused. Okay, it's like little bubbles of fat. This was such a rookie mistake because I left the food coloring within reach of my 2-year-old. I know better, you know better, but sometimes it helps as a reminder to keep components of the experiment out of the reach of idle hands when you're not using it. Milk is made up of what?
Fat?
And?
Water?
Last tip, most experiments have some sort of concept that they want you to grasp. Once you explain everything, ask your child to repeat back what they remember, what they know. Ask them questions, get them to think, because that's where the true learning happens. Help another nerdy parent out by sharing your experiences. Feel free to include them in the comments, and please share. Bye!